Horford seems to be a guy, when you talk about leadership and bringing all the intangibles to the team, he also puts up some pretty good numbers. You like what he did in the fourth quarter today?
Well, we saw some of the plays. I just want to point out down the stretch for Boston, they really, without Kyrie Irving, there isn't a guy that they're going to just hand the ball to create offense. So it's by committee that Brad Stevens asks guys to make the right plays. In this case, we'll go back to some of the sets. Al Horford at the top of the key. He's got two guys on the strong side, Sam. He's going to pass up Jaylen Brown. That's not for the play. The play is to get it to Rozier, who does a great job of making the read, going baseline. He draws Ibaka. And this closeout by Ibaka is, I mean, it's just awful. It gives Al Horford all of these options as he's able to get to the middle, and he has shooters over there on the wings if he wants them, but the options are to get to the middle, and if nobody stops you, go and score. It's exactly what Al does, and a huge basket to put Boston up by 3. Then we saw this play in the highlight, high pick and roll where they switch Lowry onto it. Now, the guy that makes this play is Jaylen Brown. The space is open, but if Jaylen Brown doesn't come up and engage DeMar DeRozan here and come high enough, there's no lob pass for Smart to get it in there. Because Jaylen Brown moves up, it opens up an easy pass for Smart to get it in. And then lastly, defensively, think about the luxury as a coach for Brad Stevens to say at the end of the game, we can take one of the most efficient mid-range scorers that we have in the league and put Al Horford on him. That right hand up in the shooting pocket the whole way, does not let him get to the middle to create an opportunity, a challenge on the shot, and then a great job by both Tatum and Brown down on the inside, sandwiching Ibaka, not allowing him to get that rebound. Eventually, Tatum threw the elbow, and there was a turnover. But Al Horford and his versatility and the way that Brad just trusts him to do it, the thing that I would finish up by saying about Al, Sam, Boston knew what they were getting. Boston knew how they were going to use Al Horford when they saw him play in Atlanta. The person that deserves a lot of credit for Al Horford being the type of player he is first Al Horford.
Exactly.
And then secondly, Mike Budenholzer. Because of all the things that the offense allowed Al to explore in Atlanta and being in part of that winning culture here, to go to Boston, it's comfortable for him, and he's doing the job.
You think about how Al has transformed his game. When he came into the league, he was a power forward that played 17 feet in. He's slowly, look, he's a three-point shooter now. You watch him, he can pump fake, drive, put the ball on the floor, finish. He can pump fake, drive, suck the defense in, and make a pass. And then when you switch a little guy on him, he still can post up and punish you on the inside. So for all the talk, when you look at Al, and he kept complaining when he was in Atlanta, I want to be a power forward. I don't want to play center. But we all kept saying, Al, your best position is the center because you have all these advantages. And I think Al realized that now. I don't think you can get him to want to play that power forward position for any length of time because he has such an advantage when he's playing the center position. And with today's defense, with a lot of switching, he is just punishing teams with his ability to shoot, put the ball on the floor, and post up.
When you have a veteran like that on a team, he can help the younger players learn how to be a professional in their first or second year, right? We're seeing that with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Well, his work ethic. When you watch a guy, look, when I had Kevin Garnett in Minnesota with all the young guys, with Zach LaVine, Andrew Wiggins, Karl Anthony Towns, and all those young guys, Kevin Garnett set the tone. 8 o'clock in the morning, practice at 11, he's in the weight room working. 8:30, 9 o'clock, he's out there on the court working on his game, getting up shots. And this is a guy with 20 years in the league. So when you're a rookie and you come and you see Al Horford, one of the first guys in the gym, and you see how he works on his game, how professional he is. He's on time, he works hard. Then he's in the weight room, he's eating right, he's taking care of his body after the games. That stuff permeates through your team, and you want veterans that can play at a high level, but you want guys also that set the example of how to be a pro. And when you look at what Boston is doing with the tradition of the Boston Celtics, and then you look at Brad Stevens and Danny Ainge, and then you look at the type of players that they're bringing into the fold, it's a recipe for success.
There's also a part of it, for me, Chris, with Al Horford, is just his character. There isn't a lot of me ball with Al Horford. There isn't a lot of attention where he's asking for touches or has complained in games where he's shot 6 or 7 times. He goes about his work. Whatever comes his way, he works for it. He tries to do the best with the opportunities that he gets. And I think there's kind of this quiet reward where Al Horford has been rewarded in terms of how we speak about him glowingly, how he's seen by his competitors around the league, how opposing coaches talk about how difficult his versatility is to guard. And he's been rewarded financially in Boston for carrying it out and being a professional. So there's a lot that goes along with how, besides the scoring and versatility, it is the character of what Al Horford brings to this team that's also helpful.
Just watch him on offense. Look at the screens. He said, our old coach told me this a long time ago. The guy who sets the best screens is always going to get shots. When you watch Al Horford in his offense, multiple DHOs where he's dribble handoff, send screens, ball screens on the ball, send screens away, because what he understands, when he sets a good screen and you got Tatum and Brown and some of these and Kyrie Irving coming off these screens, the defense has to react. And when they react, Al Horford get opportunities like this when you have a 7-footer running at you out of control, and then you're athletic and you're fast enough to outrun these guys in transition. And then you can still take those guys in the post and let your arsenal go. Look at Al Horford. His game now, when you look at him offensively, with the three, with putting the ball on the floor, with his passing ability and setting screens, he's a complete player.